Ah, Italy. A country that is so bipolar. At one side, we have an amazing environment, so diversified, yet so rich. Not only natural beauties, but man-made ones. And I am not referring to the monuments only, I am also referring to the Italian culture. Think about it, what is it that you immediately think of Italy, whenever you were asked about it? Well, Don Vito Corleone and his Goombas aside, what is the second thing you think about, whenever Italy is your discussion subject? Ancient Romans. Pizza. Pasta. Fashion. Berlusconi. Well, 4 out of 5 is still a good evaluation of what are the marks of such a nation. Today, we are going to analyze a character that harbors from such a boot-shaped country, Rose, the Venetian foreseer from the Street Fighter series. Now, at first glance Rose looks like a very unique design, which is quite memorable due to a very strong palette, that focuses on strong hot colors, such as a Carmine passion red, and yellow. Her very unique hair is another aspect of her that easily stands out in the Alpha series, it waves by itself as if the wind would be blowing, even when there is none of it at all. Rose has also a statuesque body with a very huge rack, hers being actually the most prominent of the Street Fighter series. She can easily compete with other well-endowed ladies, such as Ivy Valentine from Soul Calibur, or Shermie from King of Fighters. This clearly shows us that Rose does take care of her body quite a lot, and in a very good way indeed, such is not the same for many real Italian women, as most of them overuse, or misuse, makeups or powders. Another unique trait of Rose that makes her stand out among the ladies in the Street Fighter series, is some well-hidden in-game fan service. In the Street Fighter Alpha series, if you win, by any chance, any match with her by scoring a perfect, instead of choosing a random win pose, she will forcibly choose a secret one. She magically dresses herself up in a 18th century dress, sporting a massive buxom cleavage, where a tarot card resides between her udders. Despite such peculiarities, Rose is not a complete unique design, she is actually an homage to Lisa from JoJo Bizarre Adventure, a manga and anime series set in an alternate Italy that follows the rule of Japanese animation, and where most of the male characters look very appealing in makeup. Both Lisa and Rose are magically imbued foreseers that can convey their magical energy through their scarves. Also, both of them are related to Venice, yet Rose actually resides in Genoa, one of the 4 ancient marine republical capitals of Italy, the others being Venice herself, Amalfi and Pisa. A trait that Rose has and that many Italian women lost in time is the serene, respectful, intelligent, and independent woman demeanor a man always look in a woman. Mutual respect is key in an amorous relationship. Modesty is such a good quality to be found in a woman, and Rose is a very modest one. She is clearly very rich and could easily behave as a spoiled minx and look upon others as lowly being. Instead, she lends her clearly uberwomansch skills for the greater good. We are not aware of whether she lends her powers to help the police, but knowing that she is a totally proper and good character, she probably has done it, is doing it and will do it. This is absolutely honest and integerous of her, as in Italy, for real, there have been, for way too many years, lots of charlatans that profess divinatory powers for different kind of futures. You will win the lottery, you will find love, you will go to paradise for sure. Just call this €1 per minute number. She is not dependently financially only. She is a person that is well respected by the Venetian community, and this will make her last in history, as it's not what you materialistically have that makes you memorable, but what you actually have achieved in life. Rose is also a very generous woman. She has a unique power but doesn't keep it for herself only. She also has allowed Minot, an Egyptian young girl, to become her apprentice and pupil. Rose has been so kind that has allowed this Egyptian girl, totally foreign to her, to live alongside her in her majestical châtelet, Palazzo Mistero. Rose showed her generosity in the past with another complete stranger as well. Maggio, this poor boy, had her little sister, April, kidnapped by the Shadow Law Organization, a criminal syndicate headed by M. Bison. Rose didn't think twice about lending her foreseeing know-how to such a distraught man. Her motivation, however, is not only the clear altruism toward a suffering soul. M. Bison. This man. He is totally connected to Rose and the canon shows it, but the origins of him have never been clean. Yet, there is a theory that could work very well. You may not believe it, and the plot is very unclear about it, but Rose and M. Bison are actually the same individual. Both were once one single person whose soul split. Once such person had to reach the peak of its spiritual power. One part stayed as Rose, the good part, while the other, the wicked one. What happened to it? Well, believe it or not, But the most iconic antagonist of the Street Fighter is not the M. Bison we look at, the burly man with a red skin-tight attire, shoulder plates, and an authoritarian aura around him. The real antagonist of the Street Fighter series is a woman's soul wicked side, that was forced out by her good side to purify herself, and reach a higher level of spirituality. It is so ironical that Rose didn't foresee such an occurrence, but it's justified. Her foreseeing has probably been acquired after her purification. You still don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why would M. Bison allow his scientists to create a clone of himself, Kemi White, a supposed replacement for his own male body, of the opposite gender? Also, why did he instaurated the Shadow Law Dolls, his personal bodyguards team, with 12 teenager girls, including the aforementioned April, kidnapped from all around the world? That's because M. Bison identifies himself as a woman. Believe it or not, but M. Bison, alongside Poison, was one of the first transgender characters in video games history. Well, now that we have discussed about such a unique piece of trivia, let us finally reach the verdict. Is Rose of Street Fighter fame a plausible candidate to be a good fiancée? Would she be a real woman in the real world, with her powers maybe relegated only to divination, as there have been some real instances of such powers in real life? Well, the answer, it's yes! In Italy, she would be appelled as un gran femminone, which means a thrifty crackling, an extremely sensual woman. Rose is a unique flavor of a woman, having a very appealing, statuesque body while also forwarding a mature, unpretentious behavior and outstanding intellect. Her sense of fashion beats a lot of nationally famous Italian actresses, and she clearly wears anonymous clothing. She has good taste and she reveals her femininity in a clean way, without any vulgarities. A woman such as her would spark jealousies around, but you can evidently perceive her as the type that would let those jealousies fade away by helping others and letting their life turn for the better. Her motto would be, making one's life clearer improves one's spirit. She is approximately a woman of mythical culture with a very open heart toward anybody worthy to be called a human being. In real life she would have obtained everything she has and knows thanks to a lot of effort in theological universal studies and a post-PhD specialization in ancient myths. In real life, M. Bison would probably be his twin brother that was spoiled during his infancy, inherit the family business, aimed for profit, mistreat his employees, and though of his own sustenances only, while abhorring her kind sister, the one that followed a more spiritual, altruistical path, the one that really is fulfilled in life, the one that he cannot cope with because of that. Also, she has reached success in the 1990s, a time where women in Italy were mostly relegated to household chores. And she kept herself modest about it. She is a true gem of a dowager, a distinct woman. I really wonder how Rose would sound with her real Italian voice. I am sure she would sound as a true nice bisetteur, a very charming woman of proper behavior and firmament. Yep, we have reached the end of the second official episode of this format. If you liked the video, please leave a comment. If you have any suggestions, do likewise. I won't ask you for a subscription. If you thought that the video was entertaining and that there is potential behind this format, then do it. Otherwise don't bother, your time is precious, and I don't like wasting other people's time. Well, cheerio for now. I do hope you will have a very pleasant existence this day.